Everyone, I'm Raj, and in this session, I'm going to talk about the best practices of Firebase and Cloud Firestore. Like, as you know, like anyone can use Firebase, like any services like authentications, storage, Firestore, or cloud messaging, post notifications, and many more things. So, what are the best practices for your applications? You can go for it. So, I'll share that things one by one. So, yeah, so this is my Firebase project. So as you know, this is Firebase project. So I'll give you the like basic interface about the Firebase project. So if you go to the project setting, there's a section setting button, and then we have a project setting, and then we have three sections like project setting, user and permissions, and the next one is for the users and billing. So I'll click on the project setting, and then we have a tabs. Like this one is for the general. So here you can change your project name, but you cannot change your project ID, and you cannot change the project number. And here is a public key. You can also change for the public key. It's totally up to you. And this is a configuration code for your Firebase project. So like if you're working on web platform, so you just need to scroll down, and there is a Firebase SDK. So you have to copy this Firebase SDK code. Okay. And if you're working on Node.js or Cloud functions, so you have to copy this configuration code, and then you have to copy this one. Okay. And then we have a second tab, like if you're working on Firebase push notifications or cloud messaging. So we have a key first one is we are using server key for sending a push notification to the user. So if your server key is public, like by default, so you can delete the server key and you can regenerate your server key. It's totally up to you. So click on the add button, and then you can also regenerate your server key. Okay. And this one is for the payer key, public key. While like getting a token, you just need to add this payer key. So you can also delete this payer key. It's totally up to you. And then we have integration. So within a Firebase project, you can integrate this project with on various platforms. Like you can integrate this Firebase project with Google Analytics, AdMobs, AdWords, BigQueries. As I told you, like how we can use BigQuery for getting a data into the cloud Firestore, and we can print the user like graphical user interface type of data with the help of BigQuery. And similarly is for the marketing, like display in the video 360, and then we have a Google Pay. And if you're working on Slack in the organization, so you can also integrate your Firebase project with the help of Slack. Like in the Slack, you will get a log about the entire services. Like you will get the log about authentications, like X user, like this email ID logged in with your Google account at this particular time. You can do that. And similarly, like this one is for the Jira. Like if you are working on software project management, so you have to work on Jira, so you can use it. And similarly for the pager duty and the cloud logging. And then we have a service account. This is one of the best like important things. So do not share your service account. Service account is just like as a admin access. So this is a service account. So how you can generate your service account, you just need to click on the generate your service account. And with the help of this service account, you can access any service within a Google. Okay, so you can send a mail to the users. You can send any like calendar invite. You can send anything. So with the help of this service account, you can do that. So I suggest you to do not you share this service account uh, with any user. Okay. And then we have a data privacy. So this is a data privacy of the Firebase and the Google. Like Google is collecting data, and then how Google is using and how user can use that things. And then we have a section for the user and permissions. So as you know, like if you are working on the corporate, so in a Firebase project there are multiple user, like X type of developer are working on the authentication part, and Y type of developers need to work on the database part, like maybe cloud Firestore, real-time database, or storage, any services. So you can add the members. Like you just need to type email ID. So let's say I am adding my email ID with Raj 2396 email.com, and then you need to define a role. So here we have a four type of roles. So first one is for the owner, like this will be the owner of the project, and this will be the editor. So editor is just like as a key. For example, editor can access any services and like delete the data, manage the data, and many more things. And second one is third one is for the viewers, like this access is for the viewing the data. So like user can only, as a viewer, can only see the data or these services. And then we can also assign a role, like a customized role, so you can do that. Okay, so this is a section for the project setting. And then we have billing, user billing. So if you click on the user billing account, so right now we are working on free tier account. So you can go to the, you can increase your billing account, just click on the upgrade button. So in the sidebar in the bottom left side section, there's a button for the upgrade. So we have a two plan, like either we can go for the spark plan, which is free, and second one is for the pay as you go, like for the premium. Like if you want to use cloud functions, so you can select this plan. There is one thing, you just need to add a billing account in your Google Cloud console. Okay, and this is an interface for the authentication. So as I told you, like we can use authentication for authenticating the user in Firebase in our web applications. So if you go to the auth part, and there is a section for the like details, like we have a provider is just like as a user is authenticated with Google account, Facebook account. And this one is for the created column, like this account has created on which particular time slot. And then we have, okay, and then we have sign in options, like last sign in, like X user sign in with our like in our applications on which particular date. And this will be the user ID. With the help of this user ID, you can provide custom business logic, or you can manage the security rules and all. And then we have a third party sign in provider. So as I told you, like in the previous training, so I have talked about two things, like how we can authenticate the user with the help of email and password. So you just need to enable that things. And similarly for the Google, so you can do that. Or if you want to use any other services, like the user need to enter the for mobile number, and then you will get the OTP, and with the help of OTP you can authenticate the user. So you can do that. You just need to enable and then go to the documentation, and there is a documentation, you can use it. Okay, so there is a variety of set of functions, like we have a functions for the Google authentication. So we have a two functions, like sign in with pop-up and redirect method. So similarly for the phone number authentications, we have a method. Similarly for the Google Pay service, and same for the game center. If I want to authenticate your user with Facebook account, Twitter account, you just need to click on enable button, and then you need to follow the documentation. Okay, and this will be the authorized domain. So best practices about, like for example, you have connected with your Firebase project with the domain. So right now this authentication services is working on this email, this particular URL. So like for example, you have connected your Firebase hosting with your custom domain, for example bridgerod.xyz. So you just need to type your domain name, and that's it. So like on which like this particular URL you can access these services. So this is a part of security, okay, for the authentications. Like for example, there might be a possibility, like you are trying to log in with your Google account, but you are using different URLs, so there will be a 404 error. Okay, and there is options like one account for the email, so you can do that. Same for the sign in codes, so you can change the sign in codes. You can apply some limitations, like in a day there are, or per hour you can provide a number, like per hour only 100 user can sign up or sign in, uh, or you can user can use your authentication services. Okay, and then we have a section for the template. So as you know, like in Firebase authentication, we have a function for sending a confirmation mail, or password reset mail, or email mail. So this is a template you can change. Like if you can click on the like edit button, then we have a sender name, and then we have a section for the no reply. And if you have connected your project with the custom domain, you just need to click on the custom domain and then verify. And here is a reply mail, like if user will reply to your email id, so it will be go to the which email id, and this will be the subject. And as of now you cannot change this text, but you can change the project name. So like you can change few things, like if you go to the project setting and then we have a project name, so this will be the project name, and you can do that. And you can also customize this url, like this url is by default based on your project id. So if you have connected with your custom domain, you can also customize your url. Okay. And same for the password reset, like we have a template for the password reset, you can just need to customize your things. And same for the email change address, and then we are, and for example, as of now these three are by default pre-built template. But like for example, if you're working on large scale organizations, so they are using third party email service, like maybe SendGrid or Mailchimp. So if you're working on Mailchimp or SendGrid, you just need to enable that thing, and then you have to mention your custom domain email address with the Mailchimp and SendGrid. And then you have to apply the SMTP server name, port number, and account and the password. And then you have to go for the SSL. Okay. So this is how you can go for the SMTP setting, like you can send from SendGrid to email verification mail or password reset mail with the help of SMTP. And same for the SMS verification. So SMS verification is the same thing, like whenever you are trying to use like phone number authentication, so this is a by default message, like login is your very code from this id. Okay. And this is a language, so you have applied this language for english, so we are working on english. And then we have a section for the uses, like here you can change the uses, like in India. So as of now, no one is using our services. You will get the details, and here you can check, and you can also check the billing. So here, just go to the billing part. Okay. Then we have a section for the cloud Firestore. Okay. So this is one of the best services for storing our data, primitive data. So if you can click on the create database, so we have two sections. So if you are building applications, try to go for the dashboard. And if you're working on the production level applications, try to go for the production level production mode, and then you can apply the Firebase security rules. And right now I'll show you how we can create like building developing part. So we have selected the test mode, and here we can click on the next button. And then we have a sections. So first section is for the location, like what will be the location for your cloud Firestore. So one thing, once you assign the location for your cloud Firestore, you cannot change the locations. So try to select the nearest region, like right now I'm in India, so I can select the Mumbai region, which is nearest data center of Google. So I'll just go to this, like you can go explore like Mumbai data center region name, and then you can check it. Okay. So it's totally up to you. And then I am right now I'm by default I'm selecting multi-region, is just like as a this particular location can work on multiple locations. And this one is for the regional database. If I click on the enable button, so a database is going to be created. Okay. So this is my database, and here you can check the region. So I'm right now my database is in like your central region. And then we have a section for the collections, and here we have a three tabs, like first one is for the data, and second one is for the Firestore security rules. Here you can apply the security rules, and you can also check the security rules and all. And same for the indexes. So you can also use indexes for the compound queries. So I'll show you how we can create a compound queries. And then we have a section for the uses, like how a total number of read operations, write operations, or delete operations. And then we have a subscription metrics, like the snapshot or active connections and all. Like if you are using the functionality of like real-time database and all. Okay, so now as of now, like Firestore is a NoSQL database, and we have a collections, and inside collections can have a multiple documents. So I'll show you the best practices for designing a database of Firestore. So as you know, like for example, I want to create an application, like to do type of applications. Okay, so to do type of applications, what we have to do are, like, there will be a user team as a collections. Inside user, we have a multiple documents. Like for example, this document is for the user one. Uh, I'll add here. This one is for the user one, and similarly, this one is for the user two, and there are multiple documents. Okay, and inside documents you can also create a multiple you can also create like a collections can have a multiple documents. Okay, I'll show you, like one user have details about to do. So like you can create a to do as a collections inside this document, and inside this collections can have a multiple to dos. Okay, so how we can create that things, like first we have a collections as a user, and inside we have a doc. So this one is for the user one, and here we have a to do, or I'll click on the save button. So we have a collections name is users. Inside we have a document as a user one. And here we have a section, like either we can go for the collections, like we can create a sub collections. So when I click on the user here, we can add to do data. So inside to do data, you can add. Okay, so inside to do data, you can add like to do data one. So here you can add a is equal to, maybe you can pass one. So this will be the structure, like we have a user as a document. Inside this document we have another collections, like sub collections. My sub collections name is to do, and then inside to do data collections, I'm creating a document, and this is how we can use for the best practices. And I'll show you how we can write a queries for that one. So how you can create a query. So what you'll do to, first you need to go to the project setting, and then we have to scroll down, and you need to copy the CDN path. So this is a CDN path. I'll just copy the CDN path, and here this is my VS Code editor, and I will open this folder in VS Code editor. Okay, so either we can go for the Firebase hosting, or right now I'm just creating a direct as logic. So what I'll do, I'll create a JavaScript file directly, app.js file inside, or we'll create a two things like index.html. Okay, so we have an index.html. I'll just add basic syntax of HTML. So here, I don't know. Yeah, so this is the basic syntax, and I'll just paste here the logic. And now what I'll do, I'll just format this logic, and I'll just cut this logic, and I will paste it in the app.js file. Now this is index.html, and this is core JavaScript SDK for the web. So I'll just cut this logic, and I will paste it in the body section. And we are using Cloud Firestore, so we also need to copy the CDN for the Cloud Firestore. So you need to go to the docs, and then we have a section for the build, not build. Then we have a section for the fundamental, and then click on the Add Firebase project for the web. And then we have a section in the right side sidebar, available libraries. And then you need to click on available Firebase JS library for, you need to copy the cloud storage path. So this one is for the cloud storage, not cloud storage, cloud Firestore. I'll just copy and I will paste just after the core SDK. So here I will paste. Okay. Now, how we can use Cloud Firestore? So we have a configuration file. So I'll show you how we can add compound queries. Like we have this type of structure. Like we have, I'll go to the Cloud Firestore. My internet is not working. I think I'll just reload this page. Maybe. Okay. It's loading. I think. Okay, you can also, as you know, like we can write a logic for adding a data. So how we can add a data? Like first we are using Firebase, inside we are using Firestore. So I'll type Firestore, and inside Firestore, we are working on the collections name is users. Okay, so I'll just type username as a collections. So here we will add users. I think U capital, yeah, users. Inside we have a user one, so I'm just add a doc, and then we have user one. Okay, and then inside we have a sub collections. So my sub collections name is to do data. So what I'll do here, just we need to write collections. Okay, and inside this collections, inside this document, we have a collections name is to do. So I'll just copy this to do as a collections name, and I will paste. And then we have to add a data. So we can add a data. So here we can call add method. And as you know, add method, you need to pass a JavaScript object. So we can create a JavaScript object like data is equal to here. You can use name is equal to Raj, and you can pass your data here. And then this will work as a JavaScript promise, so we can handle with then in catch block. And then this will give you the docs, and here we can get the document ID. So we just need to add doc.id. And if there is any issue, so we can handle with that then in catch block. So we have a catch block. So here I'll print console.log. Okay. So this is a simple logic for adding a data in the sub collections. So I'll just save and I will open this page. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the directory. Okay. So this is my directory here. I will open index.html file, and when I go to the console log, so we'll wait for a few seconds. I need to check whether it's okay. I haven't added app.js file, so what I'll do in the body before closing the body section, we'll add app.js file. So we'll add app.js. I'll save and then we'll reload this page. And here you cannot app.js.
सर आपकी स्पेलिंग गलत है.
Okay, sorry. So app.js and then just reload the page. I'll not found it will be. And I will save. Reload. Okay, so my document has created in the sub collections of user one. So we have another document. We inside user one we have a collections, and inside collections we have a second document. Yes. And inside this collections, like particular document, you can also create a sub collections. So this is how you can change like structure your database. So this is the best practices. Like I'll suggest you to go for the root level, and then inside root level you can add a sub collections, and inside a document you can also create a sub collections. So this is how the flow is working. Okay, and you can apply the Firebase security rules here. And similarly you can read the data, so I'll show you how we can read the data. So this is a command. We have written the line of code for getting adding a data. Similarly, if you want to read the data, so what I'll do, so I'm using Firebase, and inside Firebase I'm using Firestore. Inside Firestore I want to read the collections. From which collections? So I need to read the collections name is user, so I'll just copy. And then from which document we need to read the data. So I need to read the data from user win. So we have a user one as a data, and then inside user we have a sub collections name is to do data. So we need to read this data, so I'll just use collections, and then we have read operations. I need to read the data from this particular sub collections. And then for reading a data, so we have to use get method. So as you know, so this get method will give you the list of document docs. So I'll just use docs and then console.log. And here you can use for each loop. So I'll use docs dot for each, and it will give you the one by one docs. So here you can print the doc. So here you can print a doc, and then its data is like doc.data as a method. And then is if there are any issues, so we can handle with the catch block. So use if, and then we can print the error dot log, and then we can print the error, and that's it. So I'll just reload the page and you will get the data. So we have a two data. Like first one is inside user one as a document having a collections name is to do. So we have a two documents like A and the name. Okay. And same, you can apply the delete operation. So as you know, you can apply the delete operation with the help of delete as a method. So for example, I want to remove the document, this document, okay, a record where a is equal to 1. So we have a is equal to 1. I want to remove this document. So what I have to do, I have need to write same thing like Firebase, then Firestore, and then to do. This is the same path. Okay, and then we need to which document you want to remove. So my document this is a document id, so I need to remove this document id. So I'll just in the string, so I'll just paste it here. And then for removing a data, so we have a method for delete. And this delete data like will work as a JavaScript promise. So here you can print console.log, and here you can hit doc remove. And same for the error, so you can use catch block e, and you can print console.log. I'll just reload this page, and here you will get response. I'll just save maybe collections, document user, collections, and doc, and then delete. Okay, so I'll just reload this page, and yeah, so doc is removed. And when you go to the section, so we have a to do as a sub collection. Inside only we have one document, the document which have a field of name is equal to bridge routes, and that's it. And same for you can apply the edit operations. So you can apply edit operations. So I'll just copy this logic, and I will comment this one, and I will paste. And for updating a document, so I want to update this document bridge Raj to let's say DDT Jalandhar. Okay, so this will be the document ID, and and this is my document id, yes. And then we have a method is update method. Okay, and inside update method you have to pass updated data. So I'll create a like object updated data variable. Here we can pass name is equal to gdg Jalandhar. I'll save, and we need to pass this updated data as an object here. And then save, and then yes, here we just need to change like dot updated. I'll save, and I'll just go to the browser and then just reload the page, and doc updated. So we have a doc like inside to do as a sub collections, we have a doc name is equal to gdg Jalandhar. Okay, so this is how you can structure your database. So we have like user as a collections, have a multiple documents. So yeah, right now we have a single document as a user one, and inside document you can also create a multiple collections. So right now we have a single collections, and also you can add a field, like you know how you can add a field with the help of add method. Okay, and this is a collections. Inside this collections you can add a document. So I have added a document, and inside this document you can also add multiple collections, or you can add multiple data as a field. Okay, so like this is how the like in the corporate they are using cloud Firestore. And yeah, there are, if you go to the documentation of cloud Firestore, so you just go to the build, and then we have a queries like you can set a limit, you can use where clause, and there are a lot of things. So you just need to cloud Firestore, and then we have uh, read data, and we have a section for the compound and single queries. So if you go to the documentation, and then we have a section. So we have this will this is a demo. Like I need to read the data where my like field name state is equal to CA California. Okay, so similarly you can apply like capital is equal to true. So you can do that. You can execute the query with the help of get functions. So you just need to go for the documentations, and here we can use like where clause, like where name is equal to Vijraj. You can get the data, and you can also perform array contain only in, not equal to. So you can do that, like where state equal to CA, population is less than this one number, name is more than San Francisco, or not equal to is false. And same for the limitations. So we have like where we can use array content, like reason having reason is a array. So inside array we have a pass this field. So like this will give you the written the docs where we have a reason as a field having a array value of west coast. Similarly, this is also another method for the in, and then we have a not in, and then we have a array content any. So you just need to explore that things in the database. Okay, so you can also perform compound queries, as you know, like we have called the compound queries, like creating a collections, and then we have a doc, and then we have created another documentation. So same we can perform, like we can get the documents who have the state is equal to CO, and then on those document docs we are performing another queries like where name is equal to then plus, and that's it. Okay, so this is the best practices, like how you can perform compound queries, and this one is for the, like, you cannot best practices. And yeah, so you just need to explore the docs. Okay, so any confusion as of now? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we have a section for the real-time database. So as you know, you can use real-time database like for less complex applications. Like as you know, like yesterday we have talked about push notifications. So we have we can get the data or as a token. So we can store that token into the real-time database, or you can use cloud firestore. It's totally up to you. Okay, so but whenever you are planning to make a complex application, so I'll suggest you to go for the cloud firestore, because cloud firestore, there are a lot of properties or a lot of queries you can apply in your data. Okay, and then we have a storage. So I have some things, some questions. Okay, so then as you know, like already storage services, like we can upload a data. So I'll suggest you to do not add the image file directly. So click on the create folder, and inside folder you can organize your data or images file, audio file, video file. So click on the create folder. Inside folder you can upload your file, and you can delete the file, you can read the file. And then we have a security rules. The security rules will be the same for like cloud firestore and storage. To check out, to know more about the security rules for the storage, so you can go to the storage service, and then we have a security rules tab sections, and then we have a section for the understanding the security rules. This security rules is very easy. Just you need a basic knowledge of, basic understanding of programming fundamental, like if else, and that's it. Like we have this security rules is like no one can upload or update or read or delete the things in particular storage bucket. Storage bucket is just like as a, this one is considered as a storage bucket, and this is record is only authenticated user can apply the CRUD operations in this particular storage bucket. Like they can add the image, they can update the image, they can delete the image, and they can get the image. Okay, and then we have a user section. So here you can check the storage capacity, the count, bandwidth, and for the request, number of requests, like read operations or add operations. And then we have a hosting part. So as you know, like in hosting we have already talked about like you can add your custom domain. So click on the custom domain, and then here you need to add a domain name, and then click on the verification, and then you have to add a record, and that's it. And this will be the by default domain. And here you can check the deployment history. Here you can roll back. You just need to click on three dot and then click on the rollback button. And this is right now is in beta version. Like you can also check out the Firebase hosting behavior in your local machine, and with the help of this command. Okay, and as I told you, like in day one you can also add multiple websites. So you just need to click on add another website, and then you need to define the project ID, and that's it. And you have a user section. So we have a storage capacity for the hosting, and this one is for the download record, and similarly for the cloud functions. So this one is for the cloud function. So right now I am using free plan. So in the free plan, you cannot use the cloud functions because cloud functions need a Node.js environment. So for developing your Node applications, so you need a premium account. Okay. And if you just need to click on the upgrade account and then go for the place plan, and then here you can check the cloud functions. And then we have a machine learning section. Like if you are working on like Android applications or Flutter iOS, any applications, you can use that machine learning model in your applications. So for example, if you want to implement a functionality in your Android applications like text recognitions, like there will be an image, you can extract the text from the image with the help of this particular sections. So you click on the continue button, and then you can go for the ML kit, or you can start and you can follow the documentation. Similarly, for the image labeling, next one is for the face detection, and second one is for the barcode, language ID detection, on-device transitions, translation, and smart reply and landmark recognitions. Okay, and also like if you want to build your custom machine learning model, so here you can add your custom machine learning model. Just need to click on the add custom machine learning model, and then you need to import that machine learning file, model file, and then that's it. Same for the AutoML. AutoML is a set of pre-built machine learning functions, pre-trained machine learning models that you can use. So you just need to cloud AutoML sections, and then you can use it. And then we have a sections like grow and engage your users. So here we have a press analytics. You will get the real-time press report of and this press analytics section is working only for the, like if you're working on iOS or Android or game development platform, then you will be able to use that service as of now. And then we have like performance. So right now performance monitoring anyone can use, like as a web developer they can use performance monitoring. uh, Performance monitoring is just like as a getting a real-time performance report about your website or maybe Android applications or iOS applications. For example, I have created a website having a page like login.html. So I can get the real-time performance report for the login screen. Like user need to wait for a 3.4 second for performing the authentication operations, and 3.4 second is too much. So I can work on it, and I can reduce that things, and I can improve the user experience better. Like for login screen, user need to wait for a 1.2 second for performing a login operation, and then they can redirect to the dashboard. Okay, so performance monitoring is easy. Again, like you just need to go to the documentation, and then you, like as you know, like first we need to create a database reference. Uh, like we have a database reference like Firestore. So similarly, we have a performance monitoring, so you can track it. Okay, and then we have a test lab. So test lab is same for the mobile developers. My internet is a little bit tricky. I'll just reload the page, I think. Yeah, so this one is for the test lab. If you're working on Android device, Android applications or iOS applications, you just need to drag and drop your APK file, and you can check your APK file on n number of virtual devices. You can check the UI part, like how your UI is working, how your functionality code is working on various devices in Android. Okay, and then we have a section for the app distribution, so you can distribute your applications. Again, this one is for the Android, mostly mobile developers, but I'll show you how we can use that things. Yeah, so this one is for the test labs, and then we have app distribution. My internet is a little bit slow. And or you can go to the prediction. As of now, prediction, you can get the analytics report, like there might be a possibility on a specific time part user can increase, and you can get the prediction report. And again, this one is for the mobile developers, and same for A/B testing for the mobile developer. But as of now, we can use cloud messaging as a web developer. So yesterday I have talked about cloud messaging, how we can trigger a cloud messaging. So yesterday we have trigger the push notifications to the like 8 users. So we have a report, and you can also export that CSV file. And this one is for the UI part, and you can also implement the code part. Okay. So you just what you have to do, if you want to trigger a push notifications, you just need to click on duplicate notifications, and here you can also trigger notifications. Click on the next button, next, or click on the review and then publish. So I hope those who have subscribed for the application push notification in yesterday, they will get the push notifications again. Okay. So similarly, we have a section for the in-app messaging. We can share the real-time discount offer. Like we have a right now current offer for X type of user, so you can perform, you can send custom messages or custom campaign messages to the user. And again, this one is for the iOS and Android, and similarly is for the remote configurations, real-time remote configuration. Customize your user applications based on server-side configurations. Like this one is for the Android developers. Now we have a section for the dynamic links. So as you know, like dynamic links we can use, like just you need to click on the create button, and then if you're working on custom domain, so you can connect your custom domain. Otherwise, like you just need to use GVG app, and then click on this URL. This will be the by default URL, and click on the next button. This dynamic URLs are generated, and then click on the new dynamic URLs. And here you can pass the short URL message, and then next button, and then you can pass the deep URL, like for complete URL, and this will be the reference, like dynamic URL name. And then you can define a behavior for the Android as well as iOS, and you can apply the campaign tracking part. Okay. And then this one is for the ad mob, like if you're working on Android, iOS, so you can get the like advertisement, or you can earn money in terms of uh, posting ads and all. Okay. And then we have a section for the extension. So like uh, not yesterday, but we like I have also talked about Firebase extension, how we can use extension is just like as a pre-built pre-packaged cloud functions that you can use. So we have used already worked on BigQuery extension, like how we can export the data uh, from Cloud Firestore into the BigQuery, and how we can get we can print that data into Google Data Studio. You can check out the videos. We will share that videos. And there are a lot of functions, like a lot of extension that you can use, like in your applications. Like if you are planning to create applications or web applications where user need to upload an image, so here you can use this extension. This will reduce the size of the image in before storing a database. Okay. And this is all about Firebase, and Firebase is very easy. Again, go to the documentation, and documentation is one of the best thing. Like you will get to know about everything. Uh, Click on the docs, and this is the docs. Like we have a section for the build. This one is for the release and monitor, and then we have a engage. And you just need to scroll down, and then there are various platforms. So like you can use Android, iOS, web. So if we can click on the web platform, and this, then we have a docs. Similarly for the build, so we have Cloud Firestore. So you just need to explore the documentations, and that docs is very easy again. So now if you have any questions, you can ask me right now, and we'll talk about the project deadline and all.
So,
Yeah.
if we have made any model, machine learning model in TensorFlow JS, how do we host on Firebase?
Okay, so for like if you are working on TensorFlow.js, so we have a CDN file for the TensorFlow, and you can directly just deploy your website, and that's it. But if you are working on TensorFlow JS with the Node.js, so you just need a node-based hosting. Like you can use Cloud Functions for TensorFlow.js. Like if you are working with Node.js.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Hitesh, I didn't get your questions. Like from where we can get the project?
Hello, sir. From where we can access our project resources.
Project resources in terms of.
The project submission deadline
Okay, okay,
will be
okay.
21st March.
Yeah, yeah. So we will share an email where we have a resources, like you can check out the resources for training one and training two, and then we will also share the deadline, and there will be a form where you can upload your project. So for project, what you have to do, you can use like we have in a web platform, we have a service like you can use authentication database. So we have a database like Cloud Firestore or real time database, but I recommend you to use for the go for the cloud Firestore, and then we have a service like cloud storage and in-app Firebase cloud messaging. So I suggest you have to create a project with the help of Firebase customer like Firebase cloud messaging.
Okay, 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 okay. I got your point. Okay, okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, sir.
yeah, sure. And one more, like you have like while submitting your project, you have to share a GitHub URL repository and the live URL. Okay, hosted URL. Any other doubt?
सर
Yeah,
सर जो हमने पहले प्रोजेक्ट बनाया था पहले वाली सीरीज के लिए क्या हम उस प्रोजेक्ट को कर सकते हैं यूज सेकंड वाली
yeah.
सीरीज के एक्सटेंशन
उसको
के लिए
या उसको तुम एडवांस कर सकते हो ऑन दैट प्रोजेक्ट यू कैन इम्प्लीमेंट इन ऐप मैसेजिंग जो इन ऐप मैसेजिंग नहीं क्लाउड मैसेजिंग वेयर यू कैन सेंड अ पुश नोटिफिकेशन.
ओके सर
Okay, so this is all about your learning, so you have to create a project based on your learning.
Sir, can we make project on machine learning with Firebase?
Yes, you can use like if you're working on TensorFlow.js, you can use pre-built machine learning models. But I'll suggest to use the services like Firebase Cloud Messaging, real-time data, Cloud Firestore, Cloud Functions. You get to know about a lot of things like building a solution and all. Okay, we have attendance form. So, share.